All right, so the ducks have been using the pond a lot lately, which is unusual in the summer, but the pond had been really empty and it's kind of just filled up, and so now it's starting to fill up. And these three little ducks right here are wild ducks. My ducks are further out. Let's see here. Those are my ducks further out. And then when I got home, Pepper was up. That's Pepper. Pepper's the blind duck. She was up near near the enclosure, kind of hanging out because she kind of knows she has a hard time navigating, and she has had somewhat of a hard time getting out of the pond when all the other ducks leave. But since I'm home and I can watch, I can see if she has any issues, and I can just get her out and set her on her way when all the other ducks decide to get out of the pond. So that's pretty cool. This, if I zoom in a little bit more, see these two ducks here, the big one and the small one. That small one is a wild duck as well. And let me zoom, I'm zoomed in as far as you can see. She superficially looks like the one next to her. That is a domestic duck. That's my rowan duck. And the smaller little wild duck is a Florida mottled duck. And they kind of look alike, except for my rowan is like, 4 times the size of that little wild duck. And let's see, let's look at these little wild ducks here. Those are 2 mottled ducks, and one of them, this little tiny one in the middle here, that's a wood duck. They wandered into the yard together. I don't know how this little wood duck wound up with these 2 mottled ducks. I know duck mothers will adopt baby ducks, so it's possible that maybe she was adopted by, the mother of these 2 ducks or whatever. But you can see they're fledglings, and I can see they've been hanging around for about a week now, and I can see that they've gotten bigger in the week, especially this little, that you can see how small this little wood duck is. She was really tiny when she got here, but she's gotten bigger. And if I, let's see, if I go over here, and you can see the smaller ducks over there, that white duck right in the center, that's a call duck. That's the smallest duck I have. And these here are no bigger than my call duck, especially this little wood duck. I have given them some just bird seed that I give to other birds. They seem to like it, but they're hanging out in the pond. This is a safe pond for them. And since they're small, every day that they get a little bigger, they get wiser, and they have a much better chance of surviving. But yeah, they get a little bird seed from me, but you can see right now they're foraging, so they're not dependent or whatever, and hopefully they will eventually join a bigger wild duck flock. And there's the rest of my ducks seeming to really enjoy the pond today. One more note. You can see this whatever this algae is that's growing. I want to call it Elodea, but I'm not sure. I never used to have any of this in my pond. That's because when we moved in 10 years ago, there was a fish in here called an Asian carp, and they've been used to control algae before. I never had any of this. But the level of the water got real low this winter, so I'm not sure. She might have died. I never saw a fish carcass or whatever. She was pretty big. I called her Nessie because she was the same kind of green-brown color as the pond, but I never had a problem with any of this green stuff until now. Anyway, so that's what's going on the pond today. So if you like these videos about the ducks, and well, it's mostly about ducks, but occasionally, you know, I'll throw in stuff about the wild birds and stuff that come into my yard as well. Anyway, if you like these, go ahead and yeah, please like and subscribe the video.